And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Wednesday, December 9th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is a Wednesday morning, and we're glad to have you with us. Coleman and Company live, spontaneous and unrehearsed, now in its 28th year. And we want to welcome Bob McDonald this morning to talk about Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, simply better. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. 28 years, huh? What month?
27 in October, so now we're in our 28th.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Wow, 27 years of getting in here this early, every morning, 5 days a week, with the exception of a few special assignments you have. That's quite impressive.
Well, thank you. It's kind of the way it's been.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it.
How
I
did
enjoy
it?
seeing you every Wednesday.
Well, thank you.
Or talking with you on the phone, either one.
Well, we enjoy being a part of your program. Honored to be a part of your program. I think we started in 2008. So we've been with you for not quite half that time.
Right, yeah.
But we enjoy being here. We enjoy coming in and seeing everybody. So this is a very much an important part of what we do. And
Well, I'm really glad to see you today because you're dressed for the weather.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you're I don't know. You've got one, I believe, that's heavier than that one. I'm not sure.
No, this is
That's it? Okay,
yeah.
that's it.
You know, I told you last week when I called in, Susan was disappointed that you wouldn't get to see me in my Russian overcoat. Well, today you do. And my Mikhail Gorbachev coat. So I'm glad you get to see me in it. This is the first time this year you've seen me in it.
Yeah, was he the one, I think, with President Reagan?
Yep.
And Reagan was showing how tough he was and didn't even have an overcoat
Yeah.
on in Moscow, of all places.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I think you're wise to stay warm. And if you're like me, and I think you are, we both hate cold weather.
Yeah, it gets below 50 and I'm freezing. It might as well be 50 below if it's going to be 50
You have any
degrees.
problem with the air conditioning at the office? Does others want it colder than you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough.
Well, I have that problem at home.
Do you? Yeah. Yeah, so do I. But, yeah, you know, we've got 15 or 20 people in the building, and I'm just one vote, you know, and so
yeah.
it's usually a lot colder than I can take it. But that's okay. I can adjust. I've got a little heater by my feet. I can deal with it.
Well, here we are, almost to the middle of December. Actually, today's the 8th, but we're a third of the way.
Yeah.
Maybe, a fourth of the way through, a little more. But end of the year, y'all already start thinking about next year. I know it's been a good year. It's been a trying year. It's been a different year.
It has. We've talked about that a lot this year, Coleman, and we entered 2020. None of us knew what would come in mid to late February, did we? That there would be this disease that would take over the world and take over our country and have an impact on our community right here in your listening area. But as we've also talked, we're real proud of how everyone has responded. We're proud of the bank, and we're proud of how well we've done this year. We're proud of our customers. We're proud of our employees. And I think it's clear that the COVID will not go away on January 1. It's going to enter the new year with us, and it's going to remain a part of our life for some period of time. And there'll probably be another one of some kind come along at some point down the road once we get this vaccine in place and we start to get a grip on this. But at least we're entering 2021 knowing about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this time last year we had no idea. Well, now we do, and now we know how to respond. And so we've been optimistic this year, and we remain optimistic for 2021.
I know you have money to lend. We talk about getting your loan at Cedar Stone, which
Yep.
is a good thing to do if you need to borrow money.
Yes, we've been very busy this year with a loan request, and people are still very active. And so we're loaning money to buy cars, to buy homes, to buy businesses, to buy equipment for businesses, home renovations and improvements. And rates are very low, Coleman. It's a great time to be borrowing money. You know, if you're a depositor, it's not such a great time because rates are low on CDs and money markets, but that's okay. The stock market's doing very well. It's reaching all-time highs here a number of days, as you well know. So overall, we're seeing some good economic positions, and we're hopeful that will continue into 2021 also.
Well, there's always you're wondering what is going to happen, but we pay a little attention to Washington, D.C., and who's going to be president, who's going to be in Congress, who's going to have the power there.
Right.
That's got to be kind of in the back of your mind.
Oh, it is. There's no doubt about that. I mean, what goes on in Washington, what goes on at the White House, what goes on in the Hall of Congress does have a direct impact on all businesses, and certainly our business as well. So we're watching with a close eye what changes that might be in the horizon that could have an impact on us. But no matter what they are, we'll be ready for them.
Yeah, then there's talk of the Federal Reserve, maybe some changes there, and who's going to be Secretary of the Treasury. And
right.
I've been reading up on that a little
yes,
bit.
Yes, we'll be interested in that. President-elect Biden has announced that Janet Yellen will be his selection to be the Treasury Secretary. As you know, she was once a member of the Federal Reserve. Right. She was president of the San Francisco Fed, and then she later became chairman of the board of the Federal Reserve. And my memory of her when she was on the Fed was that she was okay. She was fine. I don't remember her doing anything that was particularly alarming for banks. So hopefully she'll be the same. She'll have the same position when she becomes Treasury Secretary.
Just got time to mention that Simply Better free checking.
Thank you very much. Good segue. Like to end on that. It's been with us.
Don't we always?
Since the beginning. Yeah, we do always. But
well, save the best for
it's
last.
A great account. It's completely free online banking with bill pay, free ATM or debit card, and you can use it anywhere in the world, and it's free. Free checks. Free remote deposit, so you can make a deposit from anywhere from your mobile phone. So it's a great account, Coleman. As I've told you, it's good for anyone, whether you're young or you're old like you and me. It's a great account to have.
Well, it really is. The thing I like about it best is it's free.
Yep, that's
you
right.
don't have to pay to have
Can't
a checking account at Cedarstone.
You can't beat it. And we've been enjoying selling your pecans.
Yep, good.
And so thank you for letting us be a part of that also.
Keep up the good work.
We'll do it.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
Thanks, Coleman.
Bob McDonald, President, CEO, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. 10:30 after the hour. This is the Wednesday. We entertain someone from Cumberland University. We always entertain Rusty Richardson, and Rusty joins us this morning with a couple of guests he has brought. Rusty is the Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You look all in uniform this morning.
Well, I've got one of my many holiday ties on. I've got enough holiday ties to wear a different one every day during the month of December. So,
are you going to?
Well, the days I wear ties, I will.
Oh, okay. Well, you do look extremely sharp this morning.
Well, thank you.
Can say that, and it's nice to have you again. Of course, once a month we do have you and some people that, to kind of tell the Cumberland story, I guess. Let us know what is happening there, and it's been of course your school year and the calendar year don't exactly coincide, but 2020 has been some year at Cumberland as well.
Yes, as Bob was saying, it's been a challenging year, but a very successful year for us. Yeah. We have a number of things that we point to, just indicating that success. Another year of record enrollment with 2,704 students starting in the fall. We don't know exactly how many will start in the spring yet. We're still getting all those students official. We've completed the fall semester. We finished that up the day before Thanksgiving. So the students are home now. They are enjoying a long winter break. The winter break goes through the entire month of December, most of January. They don't come back till the end of January. But we do have the winter term going on that for students taking some courses online. A couple of other big accomplishments this year. The acquisition of what we call Alumni Hall that used to be the Journey Church, added to the footprint of the Cumberland campus. The Phoenix Circle there on Memorial Lawn, representing many members of the Bone family, and Winstead Payne Bone, WP's grandfather, who was a past president of the university, and then also renovations of the bistro that has been named after Bill and Joyce Berry. So there's some very important improvements on the campus. And the students, and the fact that we made it through the fall semester without having to go virtual was a huge accomplishment in itself.
And that probably is a result of a lot of planning, of course, but cooperation and everybody kind of pitching in and doing their part, I would think.
Absolutely, absolutely. The crop team that we've talked about on previous shows, the campus reopening plan team, they did a great job. They continue to meet, and they're making plans for what happens when the students come back in January already. And the students, the faculty, the staff, everyone pitched in, and we were able to really keep the number of COVID cases down on campus to a manageable point. And we are so grateful that we made it through the semester. At the beginning of the semester, I'm not sure anyone would have taken the bet that we'd make it through to the end, but we were successful in doing that.
Well, you have two ladies with us here. You can introduce them. We'll go to a break and then see what's on their mind. How's that?
Very good. Yes, it's my pleasure this morning, and we always think of December as the month of giving. Well, we also think of the other 11 months as the months of giving, but two people from the Advancement Office. I have Ms. Courtney Vick, who's the Senior Director of Annual Giving and Alumni Relations, and Jenny Bennett, a Development Officer, and they're going to share some of what's going on in their area and thank donors for the support they give throughout the year.
Courtney, welcome to our program again. Good
Thank
to see
you. Good morning, Coleman.
And Jenny Bennett, we welcome you as well.
Thank you. Good morning.
Okay, let's take a break right here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:14. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota and Rental Redmax. Complete inventory of weed eaters, blowers, hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. 1506 West Main, Absolute Kubota and Rental. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. They're still behind that stalled Pepsi truck, blocking a lane of traffic here on Walden Road, right at I-24. It's not causing a big backup, but it's here nonetheless. Traffic's on the increase now down Ellington Parkway, still working that Rec 65 northbound ramp at OHB there at Brentwood. Again, that's a non-injury accident. Murfreesboro Pike at Donaldson Pike should be cleared up in just a few minutes. Hey, to cater your next holiday party coming up, call Prince's Hot Chicken. Go online to princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
The Dancing Lights of Christmas is back for their 11th annual celebration of the magical Christmas season at the Wilson County Fairgrounds. For just $25 per vehicle, you will experience the dazzling sights and sounds of over 2 million lights synchronized to some rockin' Christmas tunes without ever leaving the safety and comfort of your own vehicle. The Dancing Lights of Christmas, 5 p.m. nightly, November 13th through January 3rd. Don't forget to make plans for Primal Combat December 19th and MMA Championship Fight. For tickets and more information, visit Farm Bureau Exposition Center on Facebook. Attend both events and get discount tickets.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. And today we're featuring Cumberland University, as we do once a month. Rusty Richardson's with us. Again, he's Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs, and brought with him today Courtney Vick. Courtney's Senior Director of Alumni Giving and Alumni Relations, along with Jenny Bennett, who's the Development Officer. And it's really nice to have both of you here. So, Courtney, Giving Tuesday was what, last week?
December 1st. Yes,
Give us the results.
Yeah, it was so exciting this year. Really, our goal was $5,000.
Now, that's an awfully modest goal, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's honestly on par with really what we did last year. So we thought, $5,000 was a little bit more than what we made last year, but I'm excited to say that we raised over $41,000 this year. So
that's great.
That's incredible, isn't it? It just goes to show you that in a time of such hardships for a lot of people, they're still giving back. And I really, Coleman, attribute that to the various programs that we've implemented this year, really trying to get our community involved, our friends of the university, our alums. But we've been having different things that people can be a part of, like the mentor program, the alumni business list, different virtual events, and our community involvement. This year, we had 2 people offer matching gifts. So the generosity was incredible for Giving Tuesday this year.
Well, you're no doubt elated about that, but then you start thinking, well, next year, well,
yeah, right. We're up for the challenge, Coleman. Don't you worry.
What about 1842 Society?
Yes, sir.
I got a letter, some information about that, and it's kind of a I think, a novel, maybe unique idea that you or somebody's come up with.
Well, thank you for joining, because we're so grateful for all of our alums who have joined. And we've got a phenomenal group of society members from, all class ranges that have joined. But for $18.42 or more, people can join the 1842 Society. It's an alumni giving society for Cumberland.
Now, the 1842, there's a significance there.
Yes, sir. The significance with 1842 really is that Cumberland was founded in 1842. And we saw it as a way for people to be able to give back to the university at any amount. So, whether it's $18.42 or more, you can join as an alumni giving member.
Does that mean in 21 years, Cumberland will be 200 years old? It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible, right?
Yeah.
You think of all the people that have gone through the university in that time frame. And really, we've got so many great alums who wanted to give back, but, I think they felt self-conscious about not being able to give huge amounts of money. And with this, you can give $18.42 and you directly make an impact on our students' lives.
So this was quite a success too?
It has been, yeah. So far, we've really had about 150 members that have joined the 1842 Society, and I get notifications on a daily basis that we've got more and more.
So it's just kind of an ongoing thing.
It is. Yes, sir. Yeah, and we're going to continue doing it. It's a yearly, an annual subscription membership that you would join, but you get the benefits of, receiving Phoenix Rising magazine, you get CU swag, you get opportunities that are really exclusive to 1842 Society members.
Well, hopefully that number is going to grow, and I imagine it will as the word gets out. And again, you're only asking for $18.42.
Exactly, yeah, and anybody can really contribute. We've had people that have been recent graduates that have given, and we've had people that have were in school at Cumberland many years ago that have given. So it's something that really ties our university together amongst our alums. And we thought of it, over the holiday season, people are always thinking about, what can I get somebody who has everything, right? Why not give them an 1842 Society membership? Because not only are they getting honored by a membership to that society, but they're also helping students, not only our current students, but future students as well. So it's really a gift that gives back and it keeps on giving.
And you've got a while here before it rolls around next year. And then hopefully everybody that does it this year will participate next year and the next and the next and keep adding to it.
That's our hope. Yes, sir. Yeah.
But I think we get the picture. But for $18.42, that's the minimum that you're asking. It's okay to give a little more.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you're more than welcome to give more than $18.42, but our minimum is $18.42.
Well, what about annual giving you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I wanted just to share that, small annual gifts like $18.42 or more, they really do make a difference and an impact on our students. And when our alumni and our friends, when they're capable of coming together and showing that support, it means the world to our students, it means the world to us, and it means the world to Cumberland University, because those incremental gifts really add up over time, and we're able to support students through scholarships, through programming, through infrastructure improvements, and it just gets better and better. So when our alumni and friends come together, the university grows as a whole, and it makes it a better experience for our students, and then those students go out into the world and they're able to make change for the better.
Well, Cumberland's really been growing here of late, and it's kind of like a snowball, the snowball effect sometimes. As Cumberland grows and you get more people giving and participating, and you hope it just continues to grow as well, I'm sure.
We're super fortunate with all the support we've received, and we just wanted to say that, it's not too late to give your year-end gift. In order to receive a year-end tax benefit. Right. So if anybody wants to make a gift to Cumberland, which we're super grateful and appreciative of, they can call our office directly at 615-547-1269, or they can go to our website at www.cumberland.edu/giving and then click now. Give now. So.
Well, really nice to have you with us today.
Thank you, Coleman.
Let's turn to Jenny Bennett now and find out what's on her mind today. Jenny, I just found out. I'm sure you don't mind us saying this on the air. Bob Woodruff, who was athletic director at the University of Tennessee, your grandfather, now deceased, but he was there for a number of years. Hired a bunch of coaches that we've all heard about.
He was, and I like to say that I kind of follow in his footsteps, and I know that raising money and development was something in his wheelhouse, and I kind of hate that I didn't have the opportunity to discuss that and how he did that back in the day, but I I do come from higher education background, family. So
Well, I think you left Cumberland for a short time, and you must have loved it so much you went back.
I call myself a boomerang. Cumberland is a great place to be. It was a hard place to leave. I'll never forget driving off the campus that day and truly being sad. So coming back it's a wonderful thing, and my kids enjoy growing up there on that campus, as many people have.
Okay, I introduced you as development officer. Tell us about that and then what you want to talk about today.
So Coleman, I'm a development officer at Cumberland. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we rely on gifts from friends, donors, and alums, and we're just so thankful for everything people do to support us. And I'm here today because I'm excited to share with you a few points of pride from the Office of Advancement. We've said that 2020 was a challenging year, and it has been. However, we've got so many exciting things to share with you, and so many people have supported us in such meaningful and impactful ways. Because after all, we like to say it's the Cumberland way. So the Portrait Preservation Project is one of those points of pride. I don't know if you're familiar with that, if you've heard of it. That project's been going on for quite a while, and we're so proud to say that it is now fully funded. That project focused on the restoration, cleaning, and preservation of 11 portraits. We are 179 years old. We've got several portraits that are over 100 years old. One of those is 113 years old. And so far, all but 2 of them have been completed thanks to the generosity of faithful donors and a committee that just really worked tirelessly.
Well, that's great. I have seen some of them hanging there in Memorial Hall, and to get those restored, that's great.
It's wonderful. And right now, Robert Carruthers, our largest portrait, and he's the founder of the law school, is away in Cincinnati, thanks to Rusty for taking him up on his road trip to Ohio for his facelift. He's there with his friend in crime, and Dr. Andrew Martin, and they're getting their restoration and should be home sometime in 2021. So we're just so thankful for everyone that supported that project. Additionally, the Dr. H. Burke Coble Memorial Music Instrument Endowment Fund, that's a mouthful, is also now fully funded. And that program worked to keep the pipe organ that is memorializing Dr. Coble's name, along with 2 pianos. They're preserved and cared for now in perpetuity. The same thing. Several committed donors and lovers of the art and Dr. Coble have committed to that and taken care of it. So now the restoration and the tuning and all the different things that come along with those instruments can now be cared for out of this endowment maintenance fund.
Well, that's great. You just keep having people stepping up to get things done.
We do. And then I'm saving our most exciting kind of area, that the Ignite the Vision campaign that we've been working on for quite a while. This program focuses on the Phillips Dining Hall expansion, the Memorial Lawn enhancements, Phoenix Scholars, and the Phoenix Marching Band. Each program directly impacts our students, faculty, staff, and community, and the goal for this was $1.7 million. We're challenging ourselves and our CU community to fully fund this initiative by December 31st. To date, over 300 generous donors have given $1.2 million, and as of yesterday, we received a pledge for $100,000. So now we've raised $1.3 million of the $1.7, and we feel very confident that we can get that by December the 31st.
So you need 400,000 more.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And I'm confident we'll get there.
Well, we wish you well on that.
Thank
Final
you.
2.5 minutes. Rusty, I know you've got some final thoughts here this morning.
Yes, Coleman, and certainly want to thank Courtney and Jenny for coming down today.
Yes, and it's nice to see them both.
As I mentioned before, the winter term is underway for students, and they're involved with that. There are actually 3 different terms of that: an A term, a B term, and then 1 term that covers the 2 months. So more information is available on that if anyone's interested. We are sorry to report, as people have seen, that we lost a member of the Cumberland family just 2 weeks ago. Lynn Jordan, who was the coach of the men's and women's bowling team, passed away after an illness, not COVID related,
Right.
but certainly we'll miss Lynn and his contributions to Cumberland.
Well, I've just got to say, I've been a friend. Lynn and I have been friends for quite some time, and it just he just full of life and loved to talk. And you if you saw him, you're going to talk to him 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 30. But I love the guy. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And it's been mentioned several times already this morning. Cumberland was founded in 1842, 178, 179 years old. Well, I want to end on just a little historical note, because it was 178 years ago in December, about this time, that two important things happened. One, Cumberland, that had already been in existence for a year, received its official charter from the state of Tennessee.
Okay.
And the other thing is an author in London published a little novella that became known as The Christmas Carol.
Oh.
Charles Dickens published that in December 1843. And I love watching those movies every year when they come out, and there are lots of different versions of it. So in closing, just want to quote from the very end of that book when Tiny Tim says, "And God bless us, everyone." We are so grateful for our blessings. We're so grateful for the support we get from Lebanon and Wilson County. And we're just looking forward to a great holiday season and even a better 2021.
Very well said. Very well done this morning. Courtney Vick, thanks for being with us. Jenny Bennett, thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
And
Coleman.
Rusty, as always, you do such a good job of shuffling people in here and giving me what to get them to talk about. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Coleman.
All right,
Happy
well,
holidays.
that is part one of Coleman and Company. Keep it here for more FM 98.9.
All right, it's now 7:32. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford, and that regular oil change only $24.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're still trying to move this stalled Pepsi truck in the turn lane here on Walden Road at I-24 here in Rutherford County this morning. It's not causing a backup, but it's here nonetheless, kind of causing a nuisance. 65 northbound ramp there at OHB in Brentwood. They're moving that wreck over there near that Target. Traffic's still in pretty good shape right now on 24 coming past Harding Place. Hey, sleep with the sharks in a grown-up atmosphere at Ripley's Aquarium in the Smokies, December 26th. All the details at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck, you're on time traffic.
The Pavilion Senior Living residents are inviting you to become their new neighbor. If you're looking for a sign to move, call us at 444-5556 to learn more about the details. Or go to thepavilionseniorliving.com for more information. Or better yet, just drop by 1408 Medical Center Drive right behind Tenova Hospital and see for yourself. You should move here.
This is Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Whether it's cleaning, painting, remodeling, or simply getting better organized, we have the tools and equipment to get the job done. Scaffolding, paint sprayers, ladders, power saws, portable heaters, temporary lighting, generators, hardwood floor staplers, from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, Absolute Rental has what you need. Call 615-443-RENT. Absolute Rental and Supply. We have what you need.
Get excited for Christmas as you take a stroll through Fiddler's Grove Historic Village and see the buildings come to life with animated Christmas decorations. Bring your friends and family to enjoy this safe outdoor adventure. CDC guidelines are being followed. Masks encouraged. Hand sanitizing available throughout the walk. Tours available Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now through December 19th. More details at fiddlersgrovetennessee.com. For the love of Tennessee, visit Wilson County and travel safe.
Today you can expect highs near 60 degrees with plenty of sunshine. So if you're thinking about eating lunch outside today, it will be a great day for it. On Thursday, temperatures will top out in the lower 60s and mostly sunny skies. A few more clouds roll in for Friday. Highs on Friday climb into the low 60. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. There ain't no auctions. Let's look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Yeah. Coleman and Company, welcome to part two. It is a Wednesday, and Wednesdays at this time we talk about Absolute Rental and Supply. 1325 West Main and 11. And Jonathan Smith this morning is here to do the commercial. Jonathan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
And how are you? How's everything?
Things are great. I'm great, and business is going good as usual.
Yeah. Well, Philip is usually here, but he trusts you enough to come in his place. So that means you must be doing something right.
Thank you. Thanks.
Absolute Rental and Supply has everything, just about anything you'd want to rent. And as you often hear on the radio, everything from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers. And Jonathan, you've been there for quite some time yourself, right?
Right, 9 years.
Yeah. And in 9 years' time, you've seen a lot of things come out the door and come back in.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yep, we have.
Any particular thing? Oh, one thing I do want to, because Philip is very insistent that we keep everybody reminded of the phone number. Now, there is a website, of course, absoluterental.com, and you can see the entire list of things to rent there. But you don't make a reservation over the internet. You pick out maybe what you want, and then you call 615-443-RENT, R-E-N-T, 443-RENT, and then you can make a reservation, and hopefully if it's available, you can get it that day, but sometimes people call ahead, so they'll be sure and have it when they want it. That's kind of the way it works, right?
Yeah. We always tell people to try to give us a call 3 or 4 days prior to needing whatever it is you're wanting to rent. That way we can get it reserved. Reservations don't cost nothing. Usually if you let us know in that time period, we can get you the piece of equipment. We also offer delivery, or you can pick it up if you've got the right truck to be able to pick up the equipment.
Right. The delivery thing is a big asset, a big help to people who don't have the means to do that. And some of your equipment is kind of big, and everybody wouldn't have the means to transport it. So you just say when you want it, you're going to have it there. You get through, come pick it up, and that's the way it works.
Yep. Just when you get through, give us a call, and we'll get out there and get it picked up.
Now, there is a nominal fee for that. I mean, you wouldn't expect it. It does take a little gas and a little time for somebody to do that. So it costs you a little bit more to do that, but it's such a convenience.
Yeah. Cost is not that bad. I think we're pretty competitive on cost of delivery and everything, and so it's just really a convenience factor for a lot of people. Not having to fool with having to come in and drag a trailer around town and all that. So
right, yeah, and then I know you're prompt to get it there when somebody wants it, and you want it to rent to somebody else, so you're going to get it as soon as they get through with it.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. Anything in particular going big right now?
Yeah. We're renting a lot of wood splitters, a lot of chainsaws, and aerial lifts.
Mm-hmm.
We've got drivable aerial lifts. We've got towable aerial lifts. A lot of people are doing Christmas lights right now. And they've been going and coming real good for the last 2 weeks.
And here again, if you want to be sure that it's available when you need it, plan ahead, call ahead, make that reservation so you pretty much be sure of getting it, because some of these things are really in demand.
Right. We've got Dave Hurst. He's on our counter. He's one of the rental guys. Just call Dave and he can get you a reservation. He does a great job. So just give us a call.
443-RENT, R-E-N-T.
Yes, sir. Yep.
You've been there 9 years. I guess you've seen a lot of things go in and come back as far as rentals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We keep growing.
What are you doing right now? Do you work mostly on the inside or?
Mostly on the inside right now. I need to get back in the shop and do some work, but right now I'm up front quite a bit.
Well, you have people, I guess, coming in throughout the day. Of course, you're open, I believe it's 7 to 5, right? Monday through Friday, 7 to 4 on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And everything from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers again. But these aerial lifts, they're a popular number.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You've got, are they pretty much in demand? I mean, if I wanted one right now, could I get one, or have I got to wait a day or two?
You'd probably have to call and wait a day or two on a lift right now. We own about 5 or 6, and they stay pretty busy right now.
Yeah. Well, anything else you got for us this morning?
I just want to let everybody know that we're not only a rental store. We do sell, mulch, pine straw, wheat straw, fertilizer, and seed. We also sell propane. A lot of people don't realize that. We do sell propane. When you come, it's pretty fast service. There's virtually no waiting. Once you pull up, we get you filled up and get you out of there.
Well, I don't believe in all the time Philip's been coming here, he's ever mentioned that. I don't recall it. propane?
Probably not, but it's a big seller for
All
us
right.
right now.
Propane. Get your propane. Absolute Rental and Supply.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Jonathan, thanks for being with us this morning. Have a good day, a good week, and we'll see you or Philip on next Wednesday.
It'll be Philip next Wednesday.
All right. Okay. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Jonathan Smith, Absolute Rental and Supply, 1325 West Main. Again, the phone number 615-443-RENT. We're 22 before the hour. I've invited Sam Hatcher to come and pay us a visit this morning. Now, if you're new to Lebanon, you may have not heard of Sam Hatcher, but if you've been here any time, you know that he once worked in sports, writing sports at the Lebanon Democrat, and then he made his way up the ladder and became editor. And Sam has written a couple of books. He's done a lot of things for our community. Aren't you on the board of trust for Cumberland University?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever been chairman of that?
I never have. Vice chairman, but not chairman.
Okay. But you've worn a lot of hats in our community, and you're. I don't know whether are you semi-retired now?
Well, semi would probably be a good word. Yeah, I still do some things. Yeah.
Well, there's one thing you have done that I had no idea. By the way, of course, the building where the Lebanon Democrat has been for I don't know how long, probably since the 50s, has recently been sold.
Correct.
Susie, our station owner, manager, made a raid, if you want to call it that, up there. She has found a lot of pictures, a lot of things. I'm not sure that painting there that you did came from there or not, but it's over here, and she showed it to me the other day. I had no idea. Sam, you did a great job on that. You've done a lot of painting, I guess.
I've been doing watercolors for 50 years, I guess. My grandmother was an artist, and she sort of led me through that. And every year at Christmas, I do Santa Clauses and I do Christmas cards. As a matter of fact, watercolor Christmas cards. So I've been doing it forever.
Did she kind of get you started on that?
Yeah, she did. When I was, she was actually a Trice from Wilson County, and then moved to Ashland City. When my grandfather obviously married and moved to Ashland City. And when I would go to Ashland City to visit her when I was 7, 8 years old, I would start drawing and painting with her. So that's how I got started.
Well, you have a talent. I mean, you develop. I don't believe I could in 100 years do something like you've done there. I don't think I have that in me, but I don't know whether it's something that she kind of brought out or you just developed it over the years or whatever, but I have to congratulate you on a great job.
Thank you very much, Coleman. That means a lot.
We're not here to talk about your artistic ability or whatever, but I just wanted to mention that. You have written a couple of books. I mentioned your being on the board of trust at Cumberland, one of their trustees. But one of your books was about Cumberland and football, and that 222, was it
222 to nothing? Yeah.
I was thinking whenever Vanderbilt was playing somebody the other day that I hope it wasn't that bad. Anyway, we just talked about Cumberland, and it sounds like they've had a great
a very good year,
calendar year, and,
yeah,
and the academic year, of course, is in two different parts, but that's gone well too, and even with all the problems or
there's so many
challenges that we've had. Yeah,
there's so many stories coming out of Cumberland, and the nursing school just recently got their scores back on the nursing exams for nurses, graduating nurses to take, or students to take their boards for acceptance as a registered nurse, license for a registered nurse. Cumberland's pass rate was almost 97%, which is one of the highest in the state, and I might say was considerably ahead of Vanderbilt's pass rate. But there's so many good things that are happening at Cumberland, and a lot of people I don't think realize that Cumberland has students from 32 states and 27 foreign countries. So it's more than just a local university now. It's really gained so much in recent years.
Well, I asked you to come out here, and I didn't really care what we talked about. I needed a guest, as I do from time to time, and you're always good because you've been around and you know so many people and so many things. You can talk about almost anything that pertains to Lebanon and Wilson County. But you suggested when on the phone the other day we might mention this book. I think you've done 2 books, as I recall, and this is your first one about. But it's a thing of there's some history involved, and you pointed this out in your book and what that game meant to football in the South, really, which is an angle that I'd never thought about till I read your book.
The great public radio commentator Frank DeFord called me one Saturday and said, I understand you've written a book about this Cumberland Georgia Tech ball game. And he said, what is the significance of it? And I said, well, it changed football in the South. And he said, Mr. Hatcher, he said, you're going to have to explain how that would be. And so I did. I explained to him why I said that, and he ended up doing a commentary on public radio, national public radio, about the book and about the fact that it did change. And the reason it did change football, and I want to sort of back up for a second, if I may. The reason I think it's sort of timely, because on November 6th of this year, which was our Thanksgiving Day, Coleman actually played Clemson in one of the first bowl games ever played in the South in 1903. And they played to an 11-11 tie, and John Heisman was the coach of the Clemson team. But that same year, in 1903, and a lot of people don't realize this, but in that same year, Cumberland beat Alabama, LSU, Vanderbilt, and Tulane, and then played Clemson in the first football bowl played in the South. So, there's a lot of history here, a lot of history.
Well, there sure is. And that game itself got a lot of attention, to the big score.
That's exactly, and that's what happened. There had not been a game where one team beat another team 222-0, and as a result of that, stories about that game were carried all across the country in the press. So while most of the decision makers who decided who was going to be the national champion each year in football, they were all in the Northeast. Mm-hmm. And those national championships were always awarded to schools like Pennsylvania or Harvard or Pittsburgh, schools in the Northeast for the most part. But when they saw this lopsided score, they sort of said, wow, they must be playing some really good football down in the South if one team can beat another team by 222 points, and not knowing the history behind the game. So that led to people taking a really hard look at football in the South, and Georgia Tech actually won the national championship the next year in 1917 after beating Cumberland in 1916.
Wow. We need to take a break right here. Sam Hatcher's with us. We'll talk more in a moment here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:47. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, and they've got the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $49.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. Tire rotation and safety check, $16.73. West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning, T-Dot. Still behind that stalled Pepsi truck in that turn lane on Walden Road there at I-24. Again, it's a stalled Pepsi truck causing some problems there. 65 northbound ramp at OHB in Brentwood, still trying to finish up that accident as traffic starts to pick up finally out here on Vietnam Vets coming through Hendersonville. To cater your next holiday party coming up, call Prince's Hot Chicken or simply go online, princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
This is Bob McDonough with Cedar Stone Bank. We know there are times when financial circumstances can be complicated for families and businesses, but we do not believe the solutions need to be. That's why for 15 years we've been delivering simple banking to our customers while still offering all services and products. We're thankful for our customers and the communities that we serve. If you don't bank with us, it would be our pleasure to visit with you and talk about how simple banking is simply better.
Cedar Stone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The 2020 Titans have all grown up together. They've had a taste of success in the playoffs, and they're back with Derrick Henry.
Henry 20, Henry 10.
Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
Tannehill keeping around right end, driving, he's in.
A stout defense.
Titan ball.
And a head coach in Mike Vrabel who's ready to lead them.
Brought to you by Steve Lowe Plumbing and the Jewelers.
LHS, Cumberland University, and the Tennessee Titans. The winning teams are on WANT 98.9.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Our final segment here on a Wednesday. My thanks to Sam Hatcher for coming to be with us today. It's so many things we could talk about. I want to get to your book in a minute, but before I forget it, you know, as we mentioned earlier, the Democrat office there at the corner of North Cumberland and
Bypass.
the bypass, Badua Parkway, whatever, High Street.
That's going back a long ways there. Yeah.
So many memories for you there. And of course, Jimmy Comer. And anyway, he's the one credited by, I don't know whether there's a group, but anyway, we even had him out talking about that. But so much there, too. And a lot of it is thrown away. You've got a lot of memories.
A lot of history there, really.
Yeah.
And, you know, so many things that have happened in the community that, you know, that were reported that, you know, I mean, I can just think of, and there are things lots of times that will trigger my memory about different events that may have happened, you know,
well, one of the things I've got to mention, I mean, you and I are here having a nice civil conversation today, but in the days of Carl Wallace and Jack Hendrickson, it was kind of the competition was pretty stiff. So.
It was pretty fierce. And
I remember one of them was with McFarland Hospital, and the other one was with UMC.
That's right.
There was some friction sort of there. One of them was for the legal liquor, and one was against. And there was some.
One was a Democrat, and one was a Republican.
And there was the green sheet that the station put out every
morning. Oh, that's right.
So anyway, times have changed. I think we've realized that we're all got to make a living, and we don't need to hurt somebody else.
And you know, they can really both mediums can really complement each other. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
I always loved for the radio station and the newspaper to do an ad campaign together, and that way, if it failed for some reason, we could always blame it on the radio station, and I'm sure the radio station would always blame it on the Democrats. So,
well, there were some good days, but well, I'll tell you another story. And we'll get to your book in a minute. But Neil Blackburn, of course, was photographer for the Democrat. And I believe we had the grand opening of Porter Pontiac. Now, that's a long time ago. That was before Cunningham Motors and before our friends are down there now with Kubota. But Jack was there for the grand opening. And so they're making a grand opening picture to put in the paper. And some of them are, Jack, come on, get in the picture. Oh, they don't want me in this. So he said, well, I'll get on the end so they can cut me off. So he, sure enough, when the picture came out in the paper the next day, it cropped him off. Some people almost wouldn't believe that today, but I mean, it's just the way it was. And I don't think we hated each other. It was just the competition.
Friendly competition.
And sometimes not
so friendly
as it ought to be. Your book's available. What's the name of that?
Heisman's First Trophy, and it's about the ball game played in 1916 between Coleman University and Georgia Tech. And there's a lot of history behind the game. Cumberland actually beat a nationally ranked Georgia Tech baseball team the spring before here in Lebanon, 31-0. And John Heisman was the coach of that nationally ranked baseball team. And then what a lot of people don't realize is that Cumberland went to Nashville and got a bunch of semi-pro players from Nashville's semi-pro team to come and play on Cumberland's team that spring when they beat Georgia Tech. So Heisman sort of had it in for Cumberland. And then Cumberland suspended its football program that spring and didn't actually have a team. And 14 Kappa Sig fraternity brothers went to Atlanta to play John Heisman's football team just to save the university. It's a great story about, you know, how these 14 kids, if you will, at that time got on a train, went to Atlanta because Heisman was going to sue Cumberland for $3,000, which would be like $100,000 today, and would have closed Cumberland. It would have absolutely shuttered Cumberland's doors. They would have filed bankruptcy and closed.
So, and what they did, they really saved Cumberland.
Absolutely.
Day, even though it's been an embarrassment in a way all these years. But there's good things that have come out of this.
Absolutely. The relationships, of course, that Cordell Hull was Secretary of State, of course, during World War II, and he was very prominent, as far as having a role not in this game, but with Cumberland, and that establishing relationships. Not long ago, I don't know that I should tell that, but not long ago, I received a letter from Warren Buffett. I had written him to invite him to come and speak at a Cumberland commencement. And Buffett wrote me back and thanked me for the invitation, but said that he was unable to come, that he didn't travel that much now because of his age. But he said, "Oh, I know about Coleman University because they played Georgia Tech in a football game that where they got beat to nothing." And I was so impressed that Warren Buffett would know about that game.
Right. Okay, your book's available?
It is. It's the Chamber of Commerce office on the square. They have the book for sale. And they also have my history book about Lebanon's first 200 years. That's also on sale at the Chamber of Commerce.
What just people probably want to know, expect what they cost? What
$20. Each book is $20, and there's sort of a limited supply of them. We actually need to go back and reprint the Heisman book and probably the Lebanon history. We sold a lot of the history books, and we sold the Heisman book. We've reprinted it 4 times, so it sells very well. And ESPN did a story on it last year as they presented the Heisman Trophy. They actually featured the book. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad the word is getting out. That's another feather in your cap.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me come this morning.
Well, we got 5 more minutes. I want to ask you about now with you writing, and I'm sure you developed your talent in writing over the years. When you first started, you I don't know how much you had studied in that area, but I mean, it's a new thing when you take on a job being a reporter, even if it's writing sports. I think that's where you started. And weren't you sports editor at one time too?
I was. Yeah. I started, actually, I'd gone to Castle Heights and graduated from Heights and started school at Cumberland on a tennis scholarship. I was playing tennis at the time and wrote sports for the Democrat, just picking up extra money while I was in college for the 2 years I was here. Cumberland was a 2-year school at that time.
But what I was going to say, I mean, you learn a little bit about that, and hopefully you have an editor who corrects you a little bit, and well, you need to do this, and you don't need to do that, and that sort of thing. But I mean, even the seasoned writer like you start to write a book. Was there any intimidation or did you feel very comfortable when you started out to write?
I think I think everybody has probably got a book that they can write, number one. And number two, I think the organization of that book is the most important part. And, I wanted to make the book entertaining, and I didn't want to just start as a calendar and just go one day, and follow it like that. I wanted the story to sort of come from today going back instead of from back going to today. Okay. And I think everybody's got a story they can write. I'm so concerned, as we all are, and I'm sure you are too, about losing our history. And I think it's so important for families to sit down and put written notes down, and they don't have to be formal notes, but just in a notebook, write about things that have happened that they recall. That are so important.
You're exactly right, but so many of us don't take the time to do it. And I'm guilty. We've got a lot of pictures at my house, but they're not organized, and probably the names aren't written on the back, which is a good thing to do. Well, even the date the picture was made, who it is, that kind. I mean, even pictures, if you have that's better than just having the picture there, nobody remembering who it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you can do better than that.
Absolutely. And just like this conversation this morning about the the competition between the radio station and the newspaper. I mean, that's going to be lost. I mean, you're going to know that story, and maybe the next generation will know it, but after that story is going to be lost,
Are you suggesting I write a book?
You need to write a book, Coleman.
Well, where I was headed with it's there's you have a writing style, and a lot of that might depend on how well you did in English or how well you can write. A lot of people get either a ghostwriter or they get somebody to help them. I take it you had enough experience that what you wrote, you actually wrote and didn't have to pay an editor or something?
I did. A funny story about that. At Castle Heights in the 8th grade, I had an English teacher by the name of Major Archie Potter. And he beat me on the head with a ruler every time I couldn't identify a subject or a predicate in a sentence. And I learned really quickly about what a subject was and what a predicate was in a sentence. And that's sort of where I learned probably the background of my English.
Do you? I'll have to confess, I see some way people express themselves, which is not proper English, and it seems like the English language is deteriorating with a lot of people.
I think that's right. And I sort of blame social media for a lot of that because I think a lot of people tend to abbreviate, and I'm amazed at how people don't think it's important,
Well, now, I will abbreviate through. Instead of THROUGH, I'll put THRU. But I don't, other than that, I don't like a lot of abbreviations. It slows me up.
I agree, and I don't know how to do that, to be honest with you. But I think that, and I don't think there's an emphasis on good grammar like perhaps, years ago. Yeah. My mother-in-law, Carolyn Dudley, she and I always compare notes when we hear someone speak publicly. And we more than likely say, "Did you catch what he said about this or that?" And and we'll say yes or no.
We've got 40 seconds here. Sam Hatcher, my guest, he's got the book. Again, what's the title of that book?
Heisman's First Trophy.
Heisman's First Trophy. It's available at the Chamber of Commerce, a great gift idea, $20, and you learn all about the 222-0 loss by Cumberland to Georgia Tech and the historical significance. That's one of the big things your book has brought out here. And you've had quite of, when they've mentioned it on ESPN and all this other, you've done well, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you,
Well,
Coleman.
thanks for being with us this
Thank
morning.
you for having
Appreciate
me.
your visit. That's going to do it for a Wednesday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow for the Thursday edition. Till then, I wish you a wonderful day.